There is a version of you that you have never met. Not because it does not exist. Not because you lack the talent. Not because the circumstances were never right. But because something keeps pulling you back every single time you get close to it. A voice, a habit, a pattern so familiar you have stopped noticing it. Most people spend their entire lives within reach of their full potential and never touch it. Not because they are lazy, not because they are weak, but because nobody ever showed them the exact thing that is standing between them and everything they are capable of. The Stoics identified it 2,000 years ago, and it is not what most people expect. Stay with me. Marcus Aurelius was born into privilege. He had every advantage a human being could have. Wealth, power, education, the greatest tutors the Roman Empire could provide. And yet he wrote in his private journal almost every single day about the gap between who he was and who he knew he could be. Not with shame, not with self-hatred. With honest, ruthless, compassionate examination. He wrote, "Confine yourself to the present, not because the future did not matter, but because he understood that the person who lives constantly in the past or the imagined future never actually shows up for the only moment where potential can be realized. Right now." Here is the first reason most people never reach their full potential. They are waiting. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting for the right time. Waiting for the fear to disappear. Waiting for the circumstances to be perfect. And the waiting becomes the life. Epictetus was born a slave. He had no wealth, no privilege, no circumstances that anyone would call favorable. And he became one of the most influential philosophers who ever lived. Not when the conditions improved. Not when someone gave him permission. Not when he finally felt ready. He began exactly where he was with exactly what he had in exactly the conditions he was given. He said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." The person waiting for perfect conditions is the person who will wait forever. Because perfect conditions do not exist. They have never existed. Every person who ever built something extraordinary built it inside imperfect conditions with imperfect resources and imperfect circumstances. The conditions were never the problem. The waiting was. Here is the second reason most people never reach their full potential. They are inconsistent, not lazy. Inconsistent. There is a crucial difference. Lazy people do not start. Inconsistent people start and stop and start again and stop again and wonder why they never seem to get anywhere. Marcus Aurelius wrote the Meditations not in one inspired session of brilliance. He wrote it every single morning, for years. Some mornings the words were profound. Some mornings they were ordinary. He showed up anyway. Because he understood that potential is not unlocked in the moments of inspiration. It is built in the ordinary moments of consistent action. One morning at a time. One decision at a time. One day of showing up when you do not feel like it at a time. Seneca wrote, "It is not that I am brave enough to say this. Most men ebb away wasting themselves on trivialities. Trivialities, not catastrophic failures, not dramatic mistakes. Small daily choices to do the easier thing instead of the right thing. To scroll instead of study, to rest instead of build, to consume instead of create. Each choice individually seems harmless. Accumulated over months and years, they become the distance between who you are and who you were capable of being." Here is the third reason most people never reach their full potential. They are afraid of what reaching it will require them to give up. This is the one nobody talks about. Because reaching your full potential is not just about what you gain. It is about what you must lose. The comfort of familiar limitations, the safety of a life lived below your ceiling, the relationships that fit the smaller version of you but cannot survive the larger one. Growth requires loss, always, not as punishment, as prerequisite. Marcus Aurelius lost people, Epictetus lost freedom, Seneca lost safety. And in each loss they found something that could not have been found any other way. The full version of themselves. You already know what you are capable of. You have felt it in the moments of clarity that arrive sometimes in the quiet. That feeling is not fantasy. It is not delusion. It is your potential showing you what is possible if you stop waiting. Start being consistent and become willing to lose what needs to be lost on the way to who you are supposed to be. The gap between who you are and who you could be is not talent. It is not luck. It is not circumstances. It is 3 decisions. Stop waiting. Start today. Stay consistent. Show up tomorrow. Release what needs to go. Make space for what is coming. This is Stoic rules. Your full potential is not a destination. It is a daily practice. Start the practice today.